Welcome to the Royal Calcutta Turf Club Monsoon Meeting 2022 7th day Thursday 6th October 2022 race preview. The first race of the afternoon is the Sky Exchange Handicap for horses rated 61 to 86, rated 41 to 66, eligible in class 2 over 1600 meters. We got 3 runners we're looking at from race number 23 over 1400 meters. First up we had Basharat. Basharat took the turn in 7th spot, made some late gains down the center and came up and finished on 3rd. In the same race we had Stockbridge. Stockbridge, who was installed the hot favourite in this race, was in 4th spot as they took the turn, then made some late gains but chased home the winner, which was Nova. Number 3 Justified, who was travelling in 6th spot, was a little flat-footed into the last 200 meters, finished on 6th of 7 runners. The winner here was Nova. Next up we got number 4 D-Night Mysore was a winner in race number 4, where it went over 1200 meters and made every post a sub, winning one. In its next start, D-Night Mysore took the turn in 2nd spot, then challenged for the lead for a while, was very dogged in 2nd, but Oasis, even if it was running after a long layoff, staved off the challenge of D-Night Mysore and won that race, and D-Night Mysore had to settle for 2nd spot. Lastly, we got number 5 Ghost, who has already had 4 starts in the season. First up in race number 5, it finished on 4th behind Baye. Then its next start in race number 12, it finished on 5th behind Indian Tiger. In its next start over 1400 meters, it finished on 3rd behind Silverita. In its last start over 1200 meters, it took the turn in 10th spot, made some late gains on the wide outside, as you can see in the pink and black jacket, and eventually finished on 4th behind Secret Pearl. Moving on to the second race of the afternoon, the exchangemarket.com handicap for horses rated 41 to 66, rated 21 to 46, eligible to be ridden by jockeys of Indian nationality, to be run over a distance of 1400 meters. First up, we are looking at number 1 Exotic. First up, finished on 5th in race number 5 behind Baye over 1100 meters. Next up, it stepped up in distance in over 1600 meters in race number 18, where it took the turn in last spot after being a little slowly out, and eventually came out and finished on 3rd on the wide outside and behind Vanguard. Number 4 is Livicilla. Livicilla had a run in race number 6, where it finished on 6th of 10 runners behind Thiago over 1100 meters, which really stripped it fitter for the next start in race number 16, where it was chasing the runaway leader and then took charge into the last 250 meters and went away from the field, won by 4 1/4 lengths, hands down past the winning post, beating Mandolin. Lastly, we got number 6 Immeasurable, who's had 4 starts. First up, it finished on 5th in race number 4 behind D-Night Mysore. Next up, it finished on 2nd behind Rowdy, which was an eye-catching run over 1400 meters. Next start, it finished on 5th in race number 18 behind Vanguard. And his last start, Immeasurable went on a start to finish mission, then didn't have much in the tank over 2000 meters and eventually finished on 4th behind Rowdy. Moving on to the third race of the afternoon, the Brown Wolf Handicap for horses rated 1 to 26, to be ridden by jockeys of Indian nationality, to be run over a distance of 1400 meters. First up, we got number 1 El Patron, who was in race number 19, racing in front as they entered the last 150 meters or so. Then, when asked to accelerate, was a little flat-footed, didn't really kick on, and was caught up by the rest of the runners and eventually finished on 3rd. The winner here was Divya Sakti, who went away from the field and won that race almost by 6 1/4 lengths. Two runners we are looking at. First up, we got number 2 Randolph, who was a slight market fancy in the last start in race number 13. Even though Randolph took the turn in 4th spot, was asked for an effort by the jockey but didn't have much to offer, perhaps needed this run. Today ridden by A Sandesh, and that day Randolph finished on 5th of 7 runners. We also had number 4 Swift Lady. Swift Lady was definitely the eye catcher of that race, where it travelled in 2nd spot, was rallying towards the inside, but Light in the Sky, who made it a start to finish affair, held on very readily. Number 3 is Sea Dragon. Sea Dragon in race number 15, where it was travelling in 3rd spot over 1200 meters, then stayed on in 3rd and eventually finished on behind Harvest Time, who has subsequently run in the Coles Trial Stakes and finished on 3rd. The Sea Dragon, definitely a one for your notebook. Number 5 is Ashwamegh. Ashwamegh has had 3 starts. First up in race number 10, it finished on 7th behind Properly Posh. In race number 14, it finished on 5th behind Tiago. In his last start, it was hanging out slightly and took the turn in 5th spot, made up a placing and finished on 5th of 7 runners. The winner here was Star Justice. Number 6 is Sun God, has had 3 starts. First up, it finished on 9th in race number 3 behind Queenstown. In race number 14, it finished on 8th behind Tiago. In race number 24, over 1200 meters, it was travelling in 6th spot, made up a placing and eventually finished on 5th of 7 runners behind Pot of Gold. Number 7 is Act of Magic, was an eye-catching run in the first race it had in the season where it finished on 3rd in race number 2 behind The Mentalist. In his next start, Act of Magic was installed the favourite and was travelling in 2nd spot, but when asked for an effort, it was going backward and it eventually finished on 5th of 6 runners. The winner here was Light in the Sky, who made every post a winning one. Moving on to the 4th race of the afternoon, the Thrifty Allen Plate for maiden horses, 3-year-old only, rated 21 to 46, rated 1 to 26, eligible to be run over a distance of 1100 meters. First up, we are looking at number 2, Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom in race number 15 over 1200 meters was travelling in front as the race came to a boil. Dr. Doom was trying to hang on, but Harvest Time, who started flapping wings as they entered the last 100 meters or so, went away from Dr. Doom, who had to settle for 2nd spot. Couple of runners we are looking at. Number 5 is Too Much Politics. Too Much Politics has had 2 starts. First up in race number 15, it finished on 4th behind Harvest Time, and next start in race number 19, the one we are looking at, over 1400 meters. Too Much Politics took the turn in 6th spot, made up couple of placings and finished on 4th. We also had number 7, Song of the South, who has had 3 starts. First up, it finished on 8th in race number 2 behind The Mentalist. In race number 13, it was slowly out and finished on 7th of 7 runners behind Light in the Sky. Again, in his last start, the one we are looking at, it was slowly out and finished on 6th of 6 runners behind Divya Shakti. Next up, we got number 6, Musical Sound. Musical Sound in race number 2, where it was running after a long time and eventually finished on 7th of 8 runners, even though was racing in prominently throughout, took the turn in 3rd spot, was at one time looking good, but then it was a little flat-footed. Perhaps will come out a lot better from that run. Moving on to the 5th race of the afternoon, the Sana Cup for horses rated 81 and above, rated 61 to 86, eligible in Class 1 over 2000 meters. We got a lineup of 4 runners. First up, we see number 1, Psychic Force in race number 17, where Psychic Force was travelling in 6th spot as the race came to a boil. It didn't make any further improvement and finished on 6th. We had number 2, Consigliere. Consigliere was racing prominently before retiring for home and finished on 7th of 8 runners. Number 3 is Redoubtable. This was a run over 1400 meters, which is not really Redoutable's distance, but it made a match out of it and finished on a close 2nd behind Tigrio. Number 4 is Areca Legend. Areca Legend has mostly raced in middle distance over its career, but in its last start, it went on a start to finish mission and was looking good into the last 200 meters, where it ran out of gas and eventually finished on 4th of 5 runners. The winner here was Agnostic, who blew the field away. We move on to the sixth and last race of the afternoon, the Alistano Handicap. For horses rated 21 to 46, rated 1 to 26, eligible to be ridden by jockeys of nationality, to be run over a distance of 1400 meters. First up, we're looking at number 1, Sicily. Sicily, after coming down from Bangalore, its first start on the Calcutta Monsoon track in race number 8, it was travelling in second spot till it took charge into the last 250 meters or so, and then absolutely won that race as it likes. It beat Nazaka Thum, who has subsequently won, so that's a very strong form lineup. Number 2 is Hellblazer. Hellblazer, after winning its last start on the winter track, its first start in race number 9, it was travelling in third spot when asked for an effort, didn't have much to offer, perhaps needed this run, and will strip fitter. Hellblazer finished on 4th of 7 runners behind Rowdy. Moving on to number 4, Divine Chakra. Divine Chakra has had a couple of starts. First up, it finished on 8th in race number 10 behind Properly Posh over 1100 meters in his last start. In race number 24, it went over 1200 meters, took the turn in 5th spot, weakened and finished on 6th. The winner here was Pot of Gold, who won that race by 3.5 lengths. Number 5 is Roka. Roka had one start in race number 3 where it was slow to begin, then took the turn in 9th spot, but made a very eye-catching movement in the last 150 meters on the wide outside. You can see the flash of grey, and eventually finished on 3rd behind Queenstown. Number 6 is Battle Ready. Battle Ready had a start in race number 25 where it took the turn in 7th spot and eventually finished on 7th of 7 runners. The winner here was Star Justice, who won that race by 2 3/4 of lengths. Number 7 is Divya Shakti, who is a southern import, and its first start it was very strongly fancied and it didn't disappoint its supporters. Took the turn in 4th spot, took charge into the last 150 meters and drew away from that field and won that race by almost 6 lengths, beating Script into 2nd. It's your lineup race, ladies and gentlemen. See you at the races.